Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, as always. I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. If you're a Cowboy fan, you're not having a great day. The realization of you've been hoodwinked, flim-flam, led astray, run amok has happened. Jerry Jones, though, but I have good news. Jerry Jones says, I still believe we're a playoff team. Do you remember him saying that last year? After Dak got hurt? Until literally just about the last week of the season. I'm going to try and be as positive as I can. That was a disgrace. That was literally just awful. When I look at the defense, what I see is, first of all, a lot of people that look like they don't understand the concepts. See, here's the thing about football. I want you to think about this for a second. The average time for a quarterback to throw is under 3 seconds, closer to 2.5. Peyton Manning, I think, was like 2.25. 1001, 1002, boom, it's gone. Everything happens that fast. Hike, 1001, 1002, boom, it's gone. That's the amount of time you have to respond to what the offense is doing. There is not time to think, only react. It has to be muscle memory of you knowing where to be. These players are so fast that if they get a step on you, you're not catching up. If you hesitate for a moment, you're done. If you have to think, where am I supposed to be? Which gap am I supposed to cover? It's not going to work. And if it takes you 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005 to get to the quarterback, that quarterback, he's got twice the amount of time that he normally has to find somebody breaking and getting open. Just is. There's so many things that are going wrong right now on this defense that you got no chance. You have so many injuries. Now, here's where the mistakes are made that I don't blame solely the players. Some of it is miscalculations. Letting go a slot corner in Jordan Lewis. Can't afford that guy. And see, the thing is you could have paid him. Instead, now we're saying, we need to find a guy. Okay, I get it. You can't keep everybody. The next problem is you said, well, we got Diggs. We're going to trash him and try and force him to be ready before he's ready. Guys, I hate to tell you, Cowboys, you put too much stock in a player being able to come back from an ACL in less time. And I'm afraid that what happens when you see the defense play like this, it makes a player like Overshown, who's out there working to get back on the field, come back before he's ready. Because I feel like what's happened now is because Diggs was so apt to prove the Cowboys that they were wrong about withholding his money and saying he wasn't going to be ready and, he's to blame for so much, that he made a point of getting there that first week. The Cowboys took that at, well, he's ready to go. He's done. Yeah, we're good shape. And he's not. And I believe we set him back. Now, he's hurt his shoulder to go with a hurt knee. And he doesn't look like he's right. He hasn't looked like he's been right for 3 years now. And we're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for Diggs to get right. And we're betting everything on Diggs to be right. We did last year, and we are this year. Hey, Cowboys, how about this? If somebody is recovering from an ACL And this goes for Sam Williams as well. Because Sam Williams is coming back from ACL. How about we hope for the best and expect the worst and cover our bases? And say, yeah, we might get that guy back and look at him coming back as a bonus. But cover yourself by having somebody who can play. Now, I keep hearing that they believe that Stephon Gilmore has lost a step. I'd be happy with just losing a step on these receivers right now, because it looks like we done lost about 20 steps on them. The amount of big plays that are being made on this defense are enough to make you throw the F up. It is a disgrace how bad we have been. It just ain't right, bro. It just ain't right. And we can't continue to go in this direction. Now, here's the problem. What I'm afraid of is a panic move. And a panic move is Jerry goes out and says, we got to go get somebody just to get somebody to play, to appease the masses, to get some excitement. And we end up paying too much for somebody. Because you know, when you're the Cowboys, you don't get the calls, and you never get value in return on a trade, and you always have to pay too much, and we end up wasting a pick. I feel like the die is cut, and everybody's like, well, you got to fire Matt Everfuss. You got to fire Matt Everfuss. Well, who's going to be the defense coordinator? You going to start over with another scheme without having practice? Because here's the problem. Tomorrow will be treatment and film study. Tuesday's the day off. Wednesday they get on the field for practice. Thursday they're on the field for practice. Friday they're on the field for practice, which is probably a walkthrough. And Sunday they play. You're not installing a whole new defense in 3 days. You're just not. This die is cast. What I will say is, it is a long season. And at some point, Deron Bland will come back. Maybe you just sit Diggs for a while to let his ass heal. Maybe Steelan Carson gets back and he's better than he was last year. And Overshown at some point comes back, but I pray he doesn't come back too soon, because you coming back early, having a setback and being put off for longer doesn't help me any. I need, when you come back, that we don't have a situation like Diggs where he really wasn't ready. A situation like Michael Gallup, who really wasn't ready. That does me no good as far as the Cowboys go. But here's the other side of the equation here. I said even with Micah Parsons, because the defense is playing like we did when Micah Parsons was here last year. When Dak was here, take a look at that Detroit Lion game. 39-9, I think it was. Take a look at that New Orleans game. Take a look at that Baltimore game. Those are games that Micah wasn't in the Detroit game, but he was there for the Saints game, and he was definitely there for the Ravens game, where we got mollywopped by both of those teams. Our defense is not improved, but we just forgot how bad it was. But here's the reality is, I kept saying, our offense is going to have to score 35 points a game. And now that CeeDee Lamb is hurt, although they say they don't think it's as bad as it could have been. Of course, they're doing more imaging, and we'll see where it is tomorrow. You know what sucks? Here's where I'm going to say, we are stupid. We don't want to pay running backs big money because they get injured. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to pay big money for a running back because they get injured. So we take a $34 million wide receiver and we use him as a running back. That's the same mistake we made last year of, CeeDee Lamb, yeah, he got the big contract. He's got to get more touches. Well, stop getting him touches as a freaking running back. I don't ever want to see him running the ball in the backfield. Sorry. That's me. He's too small of a guy, and he's going to get hurt. And what was painfully obvious in here is CeeDee Lamb helps George Pickens. Just does. The attention that CeeDee Lamb takes helps George Pickens get better. The good thing, at least, was, with the exception of the fumble, we got ourselves a dog at running back in Javonte Williams. And unfortunately, because we fell so far behind, couldn't use him for running the football. But he was getting 7 yards a game, 7 yards per rush. But unfortunately, we don't get something on the defense, we ain't going to be using him very much. So, I'm disillusioned. I'm disgusted. I'm hurt. But I'm in it for the long haul. Doesn't matter how bad it gets, I'm going to still be there as a glutton for punishment. And if you're a real Cowboys fan, you ain't running. You're not hiding. You take this shit because you love what the Cowboys used to be. As always, good people, tell the people you love how much you love them, because you might not get the chance again. And if we watch more games like that, shit, probably have a heart attack. Because this shit ain't good for you. I love you guys. Peace out.